Hello everyone. Welcome to this very special session where I have with me Deepak Addepalli. He belongs to Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh. In SSC CGL Tier 2 examination, which was conducted recently, on 16th November, he managed to score 200 out of 200 in mains and that too in the maths paper. 16th paper was not too easy where you can score 200 out of 200, and a perfect score makes him a perfect person to guide all the aspirant about how maths preparation should be done. So we'll not only talk about maths but also how we prepare, what were the challenges being English medium aspirant, the lack of content or whatever. So we'll cover a range of questions in this interview. So it will be interesting if you watch till the end and learn a lot from Deepak. Deepak, I welcome you to the show.
Thank you, sir. Thank
Right. So Deepak, first reaction when you actually knew that you are 200 out of 200, right?
you. It felt very good, sir. I had this thought when I gave my paper, but still there was a doubt whether I did all the questions correct or not. And when the answer key was out, I used basically a JavaScript to know my score, and then when I hit that enter button, I got to know that I did all the 100 questions correct. Yeah.
Wonderful. So Deepak, can you tell us the breakup of your scores in tier one and even in the tier two, including English also?
Sure, sir. My normalized score in prelims is 181, and in tier 2, I scored 200 in quants and 188.75 in English.
Wonderful, right? So in tier two, you are somewhere closing around 390 raw marks. That's really wonderful, right, Deepak? Right.
Yeah.
So Deepak, how did you started SSC CGL preparation? Can you tell us the time frame? Because um, the viewers would like to know that what was this your attempt, first attempt, or you have taken earlier attempt also for SSC CGL?
Sure, sir. This is my first attempt. I started my preparation in October 2019, uh, and tier 1 was in March 2020. So, and that's the reason I started in October. I thought I could finish my base by November itself, and once I am done with my basics, uh, I could start giving mocks and see what my preparation level is, and I
Right.
would have
So Deepak,
and I
yeah,
would have
right.
ample
Sorry for
amount of
interrupting. Hmm.
time for giving mocks and then improving myself. Uh,
Right. So Deepak, one very interesting question. Like you have mentioned that you started preparation in October 2019, and then you made a plan that you will end up basics in 1 month, and then you will start giving mocks. So should I consider that you have a lot of knowledge pre-hand about the exam, because finishing everything in 1 month is little challenging job, right? So what was your background and how did that help you in getting started like that?
uh, yes, sir. I do have a bit of knowledge of what sort of questions SSC would ask. I did go through previous year's papers. I did go through 2017 as well as 2018 tired before starting my preparation. Um, Apart from geometry and mensuration parts, I was very familiar with most of the topics. Um, Geometry and mensuration were the only two topics where I had to revise. I had to go through again from basics because I didn't even remember what an ortho center was. So apart from these two topics, I didn't find. I mean, I know that I had the basics for other topics, and coming from an engineering background, I had the basics, so I didn't feel like it will be difficult uh,
Hmm.
like I didn't feel like different. I felt very comfortable at the starting itself, and arithmetic portion was I was familiar, and I know it's my stronger section when it comes to quants.
Hmm. Right. So Deepak, the arithmetic portion, like if I talk about 12th maths, right? It does not have the chapters like average percentage. We usually cover it 10th or before that.
Yes, sir.
And then approach is very kind of traditional, while when you move to the competitive exam, right, we need to have some smart approaches like that, shortcuts, tricks like that. So did any kind of preparation earlier, like for MBAs or for campus placement in engineering, helped? Because familiarity with arithmetic topics also, I think you must have done some work before.
Yes, sir. Um, as you said, I did prepare the arithmetic topics when I was in my undergraduation. While I was preparing for campus interviews, I did practice exhaustively, and I mean, I had that knowledge in my. I mean, I had the prior knowledge, so uh, I mean, I just built my speed or my concepts on the basic platform, and with practice and with practicing previous year's questions, um, and seeing the solutions given at the backside of the book, I did learn some shorter ways of doing questions in arithmetic
Right.
portion.
Wonderful. So I mean, sincerely, you started, complete CGL targeted studies in October 2019, and then you immediately started giving mocks also, right? So
Yes.
Deepak, like preliminary exam, if I talk about it, contains four subjects, right? It has reasoning, not a big difficult portion for anyone who is coming from engineering background, actually. Uh, Second is general awareness. That is something which troubles people. Maths, I understand, was not a big problem, especially for the prelims level math. I would say you won't be having any problem. English portion, how it was, and how challenging it has been to prepare for English separately, and G also. These two things I want to focus on.
Um, Frankly speaking, I did the mistake that I didn't focus much on the general awareness part. I only read the current affairs, the past three months current affairs, and I read the Lucent GK book once. Apart from that, I had to agree that I didn't do much practice on general awareness, and that's the reason my score in general awareness section was 19.5 in Tier 1. For
Hmm.
English, I had the habit of reading, and my medium of instruction right through my entire education was English. So uh, I never had the problem of basic understanding of basic sentence structure formation in English. Uh, and even when it comes to mocks, for English, what I did was initially I did go through Neetu Singh Mang book, volume 1 and volume 2, which is basically print to Paramount book. It had the basic grammar rules of right from scratch to the highest level. So I did go through them all once. I did go through the practice questions which are given at the back of or at the end of every particular topic, and I used to mark those questions which were tricky, which had different which were kind of you have to answer those questions based on understanding rather than just by going through a grammar rule or something like that. They were kind of exceptions, so I used to mark them down. Again, I learned a lot from mocks basically. Even though I did go through all those rules, I used to forget them. So whenever I encountered or whenever I made a mistake in a mock, I used to make a note of it and then revise them whenever I had the time. And that's how
Okay,
I
okay.
basically managed English.
Right, right. So I understand your major strategy is going through mocks actually, right? Attempting
Exactly, sir.
mocks, knowing where I'm lacking, improving like that, right? So, when you started giving mocks, you started with the tier one mocks, Deepak, or you directly started with tier two mocks? What was, I just want to understand, right, your mock taking strategy.
I did not give not even a single tier two mock. Uh, I mean, before tier one, sir. I only gave tier one mocks. Uh, Initially, I gave couple of mocks just 1 week after my preparation to see what kind of questions are asked in tier one, just to get a feel of what sort of questions are being asked in reasoning section as well as general awareness. Uh, and then I gave a break for a while. I took a break for a while, and then I finished off my geometry and mensuration part. Once I'm done with that, I started practicing, and side by side, I again started giving mocks, and I ensured that I gave one mock every day, sir. I mean, even though I didn't practice anything, I used to give a mock in the evening from 4 to 5 or 5 to 6, and that was my regular thing.
Right, right, right. So before prelims, how many mocks did you give?
I think I must have given about like 80 to 100 mocks.
Right, right.
Yeah,
So through mock, Deepak, I want to understand, right? When you gave your first mock, what was your score? Overall score?
it's 111, sir. I just saw
First,
that
first mock.
yesterday. Yeah, it is 111.
Okay.
It is
Mm-hmm.
textbook free mock. They used to give a free mock for tier one.
Right, right. And what have been your highest score in that?
I think I scored 172 in one of the tier one mocks.
Right. So before appearing for tier one, did you know that okay, your GA is not up to the mark the way it should be through mock, right? So you knew your gray areas, right? Right, right.
Yes, sir.
Wonderful. So Deepak, now I want to understand, right, that when you start your preparation today, YouTube is inseparable, right? And every aspirant, right, they have, and that's a good thing, right? So much options are available on YouTube. You have a doubt, just go find out concept and learn it. But I want to learn that as you come from, high, Andhra Pradesh, where the medium that you basically want is English, right? But mostly teachers teach in Hindi, right? So even I used to teach in English earlier, few years ago, but then I also switched to Hindi and started teaching Hindi. So I just want to know that how much challenge did you face because of this, and what channels you used in your preparation for what subjects?
Yes, sir. What you have said is 100% correct. Most of the people from South India, they have problem understanding Hindi, and most of the reputed teachers do teach in Hindi. But personally, I didn't feel any problem because I had a good understanding of Hindi. The problem is I can understand, but I can't speak Hindi. So I
Hmm.
I did refer to uh, couple of YouTube channels. Uh, let's say, for example, I did my geometry and mensuration classes from Pawan Rao sir. I did watch his entire geometry and mensuration playlist. And for individual concepts, I did refer Abhinay Sharma sir, uh, your channel, as well as Abbas Saini sir. Let's say, for example, for compound interest, I had the problem in installment section. I mean, I know the general formula, but when it comes to installment, I mean, I didn't have the knowledge. And similarly for mixture and alligation, I used to do it in a very basic way, and I did go through videos on that particular topic, and I learned that alligation concept. Similarly, remainder theorem and number system concepts and all. So for every individual topic, whenever I faced a problem, I used to go through. I used to just search on YouTube, and then based on the recommendations, I used to watch any video on that particular topic. And once I get the clarity on that concept, then I mean, yeah, to get clarity on that particular concept, I did watch YouTube videos from multiple
Right, right,
channels.
right. And what about English section? Did you also used it for English or only for maths?
Only for maths, sir. I basically relied on books for English and then practiced through mocks. This is what I did for English. Um, Even like I was part of some of the groups where I was very active in solving maths questions, and when it comes to English questions, I didn't even touch them or didn't even discuss about it because I didn't feel like discussing English, and
Yeah,
it's on.
maths is little fancy, right? I feel so. I
Yeah,
sometimes worry. I keep on telling students, right, they don't overdo maths because maths is something which becomes addictive, right? After you spend some time, you want to do something, you want to solve questions where you get results quickly. English
yes,
becomes, it becomes addictive, right? So you're this phase of preparation, right? Till tier one, you had tier one. After that, you are going for tier two, right? Everyone knows the importance of tier two. It is really big exam. You have to score big. What was your strategy for the tier two individually, and uh, what is the role of the mocks that played in your preparation in tier two? Because I think for tier two, mocks are really, really important. Considering a 2 hour maths paper, it's really, really big paper. 100 questions are there. English doesn't throw much challenges, but still you need to good at it to score really high marks. When you are aiming to get 180 plus, you need to be really good into it. So, how did you plan your preparation for mains? How did you execute? Just tell us about that.
Sure, sir. I did start my tier two preparation with giving again mocks. I gave 11th September and 12th September both quant and English mocks. Both my marks in both English and uh, quant were about like 170s in both the mocks. When I started analyzing those mocks, I understood that I had the conceptual clarity, but it's the speed that I was lacking in, and maths required that speed. And even though you have the concept clarity, and if you don't have the speed, you'll be skipping 8 to 9 questions, and that is like 16 to 18 marks, and which is a big number in this tough competition. So I knew that I had to improve on speed, so I kept on giving again mocks. Not on daily basis, but I used to give a mock on like for every 2 to 3 days. But I did try to change my attempt strategy. I did read some of the answers from answers of toppers on Quora on YouTube as well. Uh, the major suggestion was like solve the easy questions in first 60 minutes, and then skip the calculative ones and then hard ones, and do them in the next 1 hour. I did try that strategy, but it didn't work for me. So I had to retrospect myself, like what works for me. What I did in tier one was I used to dedicate 25 minutes for quant initially, and then I used to do English and then GS, reasoning, and at the last, general awareness. So again, I implemented the same thing. I took 25 questions and 25 minutes bracket. So this is the window in which I would solve 25 questions in 25 minutes. And I did not skip. I generally don't skip any question in between. I used to solve about 23 or 24 questions out of those 25, and then by the something like at 100 minutes or 110 minutes, I used to be done with all the questions, most of the questions, 95 or 94 questions, and I would be left with 5 to 6 questions. I would solve those 5 to 6 in the last 10 minutes. uh, usually uh, Usually 3 to 4 of them uh, would be done, but 1 2 questions, like uh, I couldn't solve them. So this started working. Like my number of attempts increased. I could see them, and simultaneously my score also increased. So I stick to this strategy. Um, and when it comes to English, again I did go through those exception questions at the starting, and again for vocab, what I did is I got to know about a Telegram group where quizzes used to be conducted on daily basis, like 4 to 5 quizzes. The admins used to conduct one for vocabulary, one for error spotting, one for narration and voice. So uh, I used to participate in those quizzes, and that helped me in like revision of vocab. Usually, we used to do the vocab section once, and if we don't have the repetition, we tend to forget the vocab part. So this helped me for vocab section, as well as for finding errors in sentences and all. And later on, I got stagnant in 170s and 170, 180s in quant, but English, like I was consistently in like 170s. And I know, even though if I put effort in English, I don't think I can improve on this, because um, let me take an example here. SSC tube mocks were a bit on the higher standard when it comes to English. The vocab part was kind of irrelevant. They used to ask very high vocabulary. So I thought, even though if I put efforts on this particular section, I can't. So what I did is, like, I made myself strong in narration, voice, and then the rules part of grammar, and passage and close test. I had the since I had the knack of reading, I used to solve them with pretty good accuracy. But when it comes to maths, I talked to a number of people. They did suggest do this, do that, and all, but nothing was working. So, and simultaneously at the same time, I got in touch with a guy called Nabsom. Uh, I mean, we got connected through Telegram, and he introduced me to a group where where uh, where they were like all the toppers from SSC Tube rank list. So most of them used to be
Okay.
in top 50 and top 100. We had a group, uh, and I was introduced into that group, and from that particular group, I learned a lot in maths. I mean, since they were toppers, they had very unique approach of solving. They had a shorter way of solving. So I got some insights from there as well. So all in all, what I did is, like, I utilized every particular opportunity that got in my way, and then try to make a value out of it. I would say, and then in return, I did contribute to that group, and I did help others as well. Whatever knowledge that I gained as a part of this journey. This
Right.
was
So,
precisely so.
Deepak, yeah, which mock test series did you join, right? I mean, because the selection of mock is also important. So, always, it is said that, okay, if I joined a mock test series, maybe many mocks are irrelevant, right? So, uh, I just want to know your bucket. What mock test series did you join, right? And what do you recommend students to join? We also launched a mock test series where you are enrolled.
Yes, sir.
So, what is your feedback about that? We were trying to create more exam-oriented mocks. That when we started Super Mocks, the idea was ki, can we create some mocks that really are exam-oriented? Can they really help a student in actually feeling the exam and somehow make their score better? So I just want to know your take on that, because whatever you will say, students will listen to. Okay, 40 tier 2 mocks, we have to join this kind of test series, right? So be honest and just put your perspective about the mock test available, and what do you recommend users to take?
Um, I enrolled in textbook mocks, grade up mocks, and SSC Tube, as well as Super Mocks. Initially, I gave the first 5 mocks of textbook, and then by the time they didn't add the extra 10 mocks, so I thought, like, I'll keep the rest 5 at the end, just before giving mocks, just before giving mains, so that I mean, more number of people do attempt textbook, and that'll give a better understanding of my preparation levels. Um, I and similarly grade up, but right at that time, SuperMocks was launched. I enrolled in that. Initially, I gave the first 3 mocks, SuperMock 2, 3, and 5. They were really relevant. They had the calculator questions, um, which is similar to the pattern TCS was asking, and which was very similar to 2018 questions as well. So um, the what they call the general mouth publicity, the same thing happened. We had a similar kind of review saying that SuperMox is the most relevant mock test series right at this moment, and uh, everyone that I know of had enrolled, and that again, like, in our group as well, we used to have something like this particular day we used to solve this particular SuperMock number, and we used to share our score scorecards at the end of the day, and then we used to discuss whatever hard questions or whatever questions that we couldn't solve in that particular mock. When it comes to the question, questions are whether they are relevant or not. They were pretty much relevant. Um, I mean, I personally felt they were very relevant. The questions were perfectly curated, I would say, because I thought like the numbers were deliberately manipulated, such that the questions were made calculative. They were time taking at times, and SM 1 to 10 were very relevant. But in between, if I have to say, SM 12 and 27, 32 were very hard. So 13, 27, and 32 were very hard. Apart from that, and 21, 28, 34, I believe, were very relevant. I felt very good after giving these marks because uh, they really tested my capability or my preparation levels. And had I not done silly mistakes in those things, I would have scored better in those, but I was very content after giving 21, 28, and 34. So overall, they were very relevant super marks. And when it comes to SSC Tube, I almost attempted every live mock of SSC Tube. Uh, at times they had couple of typing mistakes and all, but overall, even they had good questions. And given like 10K people used to around 10K people used to attempt them, even that felt kind of good competition and getting to know our preparation levels in those things. Uh, Textbook marks were again, I mean, they were well known, and even the questions are very good. Uh, Again, couple of marks were a little bit difficult, but overall, all the 20 marks I felt they were pretty much relevant, and even like around 30K people used to attempt some of the marks. The initial 5 to 10 marks, around 30K people used to attempt, and that gives a sense of our preparation levels, like where we are in terms of percentile and all. So all in all, marks really helped me. Uh, they improved. They helped me in improving my speed, my my kind of attempt strategy. I tried various things, like I said earlier. I did all these in these mocks, and when I found out that this particular thing is working, I have stick to that, and I continued the same with the rest of the mocks.
Right. Deepak, one question which every when I take interviews in RaMo with Topper series, right? Always the student asks, right, which mock test series they should join. I'm asking you, making it question little, tweaking it so that they get a fair idea about it. So I have been asking this question even when we had no super mocks, right? So that's something I always ask, right? So uh, I just want to know that if you have to recommend any student to join, he asks you that I can join two mock test series only, what they should be. That will give them a fair idea, right? How to just prioritize, because there are many students who say we don't want to join four mock test series maybe because that will become bulky to manage for them. So if somebody is looking for joining two test series, what they should join according to you?
I would say I would ask them to join textbook and supermarks, and then attempt all the SSC Tube weekend live tests. These three are sufficient enough, because supermarks they get 40 marks, textbook 20, and then SSC Tube last time they conducted around 35 all India weekend tests, live tests. So all in all, they'll be solving 40, 20, 95 marks, which is pretty
That's
much
wonderful. Right.
sufficient for.
Right. Deepak, two more questions, right? That is very essential, and then we'll wrap up this session. First thing is that what do you think major mistakes usually students commit during their preparation, which they shouldn't do as per you right now? First question. Then I will tell you another question that I want to know from you.
Okay, sir. First thing is, start clearing your basics. Once your basics are done, basics in the sense nothing but previous year questions. Go through them diligently. Uh, like if you're solving a particular question in a particular topic, try to see two, three approaches of solving the question, so that uh, you'll try to think of a better approach rather than the earlier one that you have used, which will be helpful in the longer run. Uh, and once your basics are done, start giving the mocks, because mocks also help you to recall the concepts, recall formulas. At times you feel like, I know everything. I'll just go straight and give the exam, but it's not like that. We are humans and we tend to forget things. So mocks help us in recollecting those formulas. Um Even some good questions are like they have multiple concepts involved, and you have to club them or link them. So even that will come through mocks. Um, and and also don't I would say don't buy too many courses, or don't follow too many YouTube channels or something like that. Finish your basics from any one source. Do make a notes of it, and then keep revising it. If you still have any doubt, go on YouTube and then search on that particular topic. Refer to that particular teacher which whose teaching style you're comfortable with. And then once you get the concept clarity, again, you don't have to again go back to that same particular concept. So stick to one particular teacher, and then or one particular any teacher which you are comfortable with. Once you get the conceptual clarity, then you don't have to, right? So uh, work on that particular topic until you master the topic. Once you master the topic, then there's no need to again revisit the same topic again. And this comes through regular practice, continuously giving mocks. These two are quintessential in everyone's preparation.
Right, right. Deepak, one more question, because you are a perfect score guy, right? I think your suggestion everyone will, listen to. There is major confusion students keep, because there is plethora of content, right? There is so much content that today I feel that any student in their preparation solve so many thousands of questions, right? So the confusion is always there. They always ask in every class of mine that I take, right? Even the students who are learning in the paid batches, they ask, sir, where to practice? I say, what do you are doing in the class then? Right? We are solving so many questions. So there is some sense of incompleteness going on with them, because they are here, there, here, there. They ask where to practice. So what is your recommendation about it, that where students should practice, they do not get too much diverted? Once they have covered the basics, they have done previous year question, then where to practice? What do you think? They ask me about, shall I take this CAT book, that CAT book? So your perspective on it.
For someone who is a beginner, I would recommend them to solve starting the previous year question bank, the 7,300 plus question bank. And once they are done with that, for advanced, what I did is I did Abhinay Sharma sir play with advanced math book. I did the book cover to cover. Once if I mean, if anyone does that book cover to cover, they don't have to again go back to the advanced portion, because it has all the concepts covered in terms of theory as well as in terms of questions. Now, when it comes to practice, I would say I would ask them to solve questions from 2016, be it prelims or be it mains. From 2016, it's sufficient. Um, and CPO 2019 questions are the best out of all. Uh, I mean, they were calculative and they had some good concepts as well. Apart from that, if someone is done with their preparation or they know everything, what what personally I would suggest is join one particular group, and then you allot a time period of like 1 hour or 2 hours. Be online online in that particular duration, and then solve random questions which are posted in that particular group. And this helps you because you're not solving one single type of question or questions from a single topic. You get random questions, and that will help you, which is almost similar to a mock, because you don't get questions from the same topic, right? So you get random questions, and even that is helpful. But again, stick to 2 hours time period. Don't waste much time on it. uh, this is personally what I did. I have been active on a couple of groups. I did solve questions um, on those groups, and solving random questions will help you in revising. You have to like suddenly it has to strike to you, and it comes only with practice. So
That's wonderful. Deepak, another question is, ki, 2020 CGL is due in next 6 months, right?
yes.
5, 6 months. So when students should start giving mocks? Because there are lot of confusion. Ki, what is the timeline I should start give mocks? Shall I finish the entire syllabus then start, or even if I have not finished the syllabus, I should start? What is your recommendation on that? When they should start giving mocks?
So given that the exam is in first week of June, I would ask them to start giving mocks from March. It can be March first week or March last week, but they should start giving mocks on daily basis from March. And also, apart from
Right.
these paid mocks, Textbook and SSC Tube does give them free weekend live mocks. Uh, Even those are quite helpful.
Right. That's really good. Right. So Deepak, now exams are over. What you are doing?
Um, right now, I'm not doing anything, sir. I'm just going through these normalization analysis and all. They, I mean,
Right. So feeling big sigh of, I think it's a big sigh of relief now. Na exam is over. Right.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. But again,
How tier three went, Deepak? Because a lot of students were confused in some topic, right? That they wrote about environmental pollution and all. So what was that case?
I mean, even I did the same. I don't know the topic, so I just wrote something which is kind of relevant to the given topic. But I forgot to write the title for presses, and even I exceeded the word count in presses writing.
So tier three again is suspense, right? Everyone is thinking how much they score. That's wonderful, right? Right. So what are the future plans, Deepak? I mean, what's next? I mean,
Um, I think I would start preparing for further exams like UPSC. Uh, I haven't, but that's my end goal, I would say. So I would
yeah,
start preparing for that.
right. And Deepak, what's your hobbies, right? During preparation, when you felt little low, what you did, or any regular entertainment thing that you had?
Um, I mean, I usually play cricket, but with Corona and all, there wasn't the chance to play.
Yeah.
So what I did for entertainment, I used to watch web series on Netflix and all. And apart from that, like since I worked in IT, I have the habit of coding. So at times I do practice coding.
Oh, that's a wonderful habit, right? Really good, really good. So Deepak, what do you think? The COVID time was good for students preparing for the exam because they can't go out, right? Or it was bad in terms of you have no means to go out and relax like that. How it was?
Uh, I would say, I mean, it's both ways, sir. Like, so for someone who wanted to go out or who had some an urgent necessary, they couldn't go out. And for someone like they got some time, they got some time to prepare well. Had mains been in June, even I think I wouldn't have scored. I would have scored 200, given the fact that my score was still 170s or 180s till June and July. So even I feel that Corona in a way is a blessing in disguise for me, and
Right,
it
right.
might
That
not be
that's
for
really
some.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we hope 2021, right? We get a choice again to go out and
Exactly.
just meet everyone, right? That's wonderful. Deepak, thanks for joining. It has been very interesting conversation, and once final result will be declared, right, I would surely bother you one more time, right?
Sure,
That
sir.
will be more deeper into that once official results
Yeah.
come out. So thank you for joining and guiding all the students. Definitely they are going to take these inputs and implement in their preparation, Deepak. Thank you so much, Deepak.